Stephen, can you quite believe your team have managed to lose that?
No, I can't. It's probably where the football club are at the minute, unfortunately. I just spoke to the manager and Robbo there, and I said to them that on their two of the last three performances, they probably feel a little bit unjustified they've lost the game. And we probably feel the same today, but probably doesn't count as much for us as it does for them. But I'd asked the players before the game to go out and try and replicate what we've spoke about in training. Whether the younger ones have worked with me in training, like Ben Hall, David Ferguson, Jack McMillan, Alan Campbell, guys who work with me, and then the guys dropping down from the first time, David Clarkson, Jack Leach, guys like that, big Kieran Kennedy. We're doing the same things in possession and out of possession. So I asked them to go and replicate what they've done, whether working with me or working with the first team. And I thought they'd done it dead easy. The shape was good out of possession. We created umpteen chances, which we probably have to try and take. That's the side of the game I've sent to, and that's the ruthless side of the game. And in the 18-yard box, you've got to be ruthless. In the opposition, the 18-yard box, you've got to be ruthless. That's where it all takes place. So disappointed, but considering how far, I've only been in 4 weeks, to see the information they've taken on board and how they're trying to play, it's very encouraging.
Is it doubly frustrating that the decision that led to the winning goal is questionable at best?
Mm-hmm. We're fortunate to get a chance to see in the replay, and Kieran Kennedy said coming off that he kicked the ball out, and the boy kicked his foot. So, but when things like this happen at high speed, it's difficult for the referee to make a decision. I always think in a penalty incident, particular penalty incident in the red card, you've got to be 100%. And listen, if he comes out and says no, I was 100%, I thought it was a penalty, well, fine, we have to deal with that. But I felt that actually it galvanised us a little bit. Yeah. I felt the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, we couldn't get a foothold in the game, we couldn't get any ownership, we couldn't retain 5-6 passes. When I went down to 10 men, when we went down to 10 men, I felt we were brave. I said that to the players, we were brave. We went man for man at the back, we went man for man in midfield at times, and we pressed them. We probably created more chances with 10 men. So it's disappointing to come away not having at least got a draw out of the game. But the bravery and the pride that they showed when they were down to 10 men was terrific.
Taking each half in isolation, the first half I thought after maybe 5-10 minutes where you could settle on the game, you dominated almost from minute 10 to minute 45, got yourself in front. Was it then doubly frustrating to come in at a level at half time, again a penalty? Well,
it's a pivotal moment, isn't it? It's 45 minutes on the clock, and young Alan Campbell, I thought he was a little bit rash, but he said he didn't see the player, so that's fine. The ball's dropping down, he doesn't see it. I think it might have been Lauren Shanklin who just nicked in front of him, I'm not too sure who it was. He then kicks through him, so yeah, that's a little bit frustrating. And I said to him, maybe just compose himself a little bit. We've got so many players in and around the ball, even if somebody does get the ball there, they're probably not going to score. And I said to him, it was the biggest kick he's ever had in his life. He'd have connected with the ball, he'd have kicked it out of the stadium. So sometimes just compose yourself, just realise where you are in the box. You can't be too rash at times, but it's a learning curve for the young man. But yeah, to concede on 45 minutes, considering we had played so well for 40 minutes of it, was disappointing.
And as I say, the second half, although you go down and you lose a man, you lose the goal, the positives for you are, again, you dominate for the last maybe 25-30 minutes.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's difficult when, Aberdeen have 11 men. It's difficult to play with 11 men sometimes against 10, because when you've got 10, you gamble a little bit, you push everybody forward, and the expectations on the 11 to try and retain the ball and be good. And they'll probably be disappointed how they played with 11. However, I'm delighted how we played with 10. I just wish we could have done that for spells with 11 men, if it makes sense. But just our bravery, our energy levels, our fitness levels, considering some of them haven't played for, that's probably David Clarkson's first 90 minutes of the season. Jack Leach has only had a couple of 90 minutes here and there, and that's including pre-season. So to show the energy they had, Jack McMillan at full-back getting up and down, David Ferguson, I thought they all done better with 10. Whether it's taking a little bit more individual responsibility, knowing they have to go man for man, knowing they have to win their tackle, being more aggressive. Ben Hall as well at times, leaving yourselves exposed but being able to get back and cover. That's what it's all about. It's a learning curve for them. So, but just I'm disappointed for them because they put so much into the game, they come away with nothing. I think it's hurt them a little bit.
Stephen, thanks.
Cheers.